Selfishness is rarely about arrogance. Most of the time, it comes from something deeper, something older, something unspoken. And this is where it gets interesting. Selfish people aren't always bad people. Often, they're people who learned early in life that the world isn't safe, that giving too much hurts, that vulnerability leads to disappointment, that caring for themselves is the only way to survive. You see the behavior, but you don't see the history behind it. And maybe that's why this topic is so emotionally complex. Let's start at the surface. When someone refuses to share, when they avoid helping, when they pull away from responsibility, it's easy to label it. They're selfish. But labeling is the easiest part. Understanding is harder. Because if you slow down and look closer, you realize something. Selfishness is often a shield, a protective reflex, a coping mechanism built layer by layer over years of hurt. Think about it. Children who grew up in environments where their needs were ignored often become adults who guard their needs fiercely. People who were overgivers in the past often swing to the opposite extreme to avoid being taken advantage of again. People who were emotionally neglected sometimes learn to prioritize themselves because no one else ever did. Psychologists call this self-preservation behavior, a response formed when someone's emotional safety felt threatened for too long. And here's what's fascinating. Selfishness isn't always about wanting more. Sometimes it's about fearing less. Less hurt, less loss, less disappointment, less emotional pain. So when you ask for something and they pull away, when you need care and they turn distant, when you hope for empathy and they offer silence, it's not always rejection. It can be self-protection. But here's the thing. This doesn't excuse the behavior. It explains it. An explanation is the first step toward understanding, not permission. People who act selfishly often struggle with emotional regulation. They feel overwhelmed easily. They fear giving too much and losing themselves.